Just wanted to go back. We have a Talk exclusive this morning. Great work by the team. Yesterday, you might have seen that appalling footage next to the River Cherwell on the A34 in Oxfordshire. It's on screen now. I mean, this is fly tipping to the extreme. Plastic, wood, bottles, 12 metres high, 500 yards long, running alongside the River Cherwell and the motorway up to, well, from Oxford up to Birmingham. And seemingly nothing has been done about this appalling tipping point. We had quite a few messages overnight saying, Jez, do you think there's any tie between the fact that Birmingham's 35 miles away with their problems in terms of lack of refuse being collected? No idea, just throwing that out there. But it made us think, and some great work from the team here at Talk has found out there are over 100 large-scale fly tipping incidents last year. People with their farms, their businesses, their homes, people just dropping rubbish and an inability to do anything about it. And a lot of people have a lot to say about all sorts of things, including me. But our country and what we do to our rivers and our countryside, I think, is utterly, utterly deplorable. We're going to say a very good morning to Peter Scott. He's director of a family-run recycling company, Scott Brothers, that recycles the contents of skips. Morning, Pete. How are you?
Good morning, Jeremy. Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Really good. I just wanted to, and grateful for you coming on. You have a business, yes, but a lot of your land, you have suffered fly tipping. And this goes bigger because what you're saying and what many people are telling us is that companies that people pay to get rid of their waste are then fly tipping it.
Yeah, well, looking at those pictures I've just been looking at there that you've just shown, that's all been shredded. That's shredded waste, so this is happening on a massive scale. So it's a company similar to ours that's bringing in skip waste, they're putting it through a shredder and they're processing it, and then they're taking it back out, and instead of taking it to a landfill site and paying the landfill tax of £125 a tonne or whatever it is at the moment, they're just dumping it in rivers, they're baling it, they're filling buildings up with it, they're doing anything other than paying the tax on it.
You, I know, have had experiences on your land, and this is even more frightening. Because it's private land and you own it, the council will do absolutely nothing. So are these scammers getting wise to that? Are they dumping on private land because that means they escape prosecution? Are they that clever?
They are that clever, but what they do tend to do is like a military operation. They'll call into a plot of land that they know is not used or not monitored, and they'll offload hundreds of tons of waste to save them on the tax.
I mean, just waking up this morning, people are going, sorry, so nobody can do anything about the fact. I mean, that footage is absolutely disgraceful. The United Kingdom, it's everywhere, and it's powerless to be stopped. And this is companies literally saying, I'm not going to a landfill site because that would cost me 125 quid, but they've already taken the money from the people to take the rubbish away.
Which is why the public has to be extra vigilant in where they're sending their waste to. So if you to get a skip for your house, you need to make sure you get that waste transfer note. The type of people that are doing it, I mean, looking at that video, the picture there, that's a walking floor. So a walking floor has just pulled onto a country lane, started its ejector trailer and just dumped it in the middle of a road and blocked the road off. I mean, that is just taking it to it must have run out of driving hours or something, Jeremy.
Did you say, sorry, because the signal's not great, but did you say a waste note if you order a skip? I'm only thinking this because I've just ordered a bleeding skip for some stuff we're doing at the house. What's a waste? What are you talking about there?
Yeah, you will get, when you order the skip, you will get a waste transfer note,
right,
to say that your skip is being processed correctly. But I think on the scale that we're looking at the moment, you'll probably get that waste transfer note and it'll probably go to a proper waste transfer station, but that waste transfer station will be loading up a walking floor and just driving and tipping it wherever he wants.
What's the answer to this, Pete? Your business, your private land has been subjected to fly tipping. This is disgusting. This all came about. Great work by Ricky and the team. Over 100 large-scale fly tipping incidents last year. Not something that's been highlighted. We think it absolutely should be. What's the answer?
The answer is for local tips to be allowed to take as much waste in as you want. You know, these council tips now, you're allowed to come in with one van load and then that's it. You have to pay for the rest of it, which you know, the likes of us, we have to every skip that comes in, we have to take every bit of plastic out, every bit of wood, every bit of metal, and it's a quite labour intensive process to do it. So if the public had somewhere to take their waste to, which was free of charge, and which could be recycled, properly in a proper manner, with waste transfer notes, I think that would alleviate a lot of this. But ultimately, people can't be bothered to take the material to this sort of place, so they'll get a guy to come in and do it cheaply, and money talks at the end of the day. And if they're getting a skip for 130 quid as opposed to 260 quid, they're going to take that skip, and there's not a lot anybody can do about it unless the Environment Agency start cracking down on these cowboy operators. Right, so
Environment Agency, absolutely, and I've seen Steve Reed's doing the round this morning, the Labour Environment Secretary. He didn't want to come on here. That's interesting, isn't it? Can I ask you a question, which is, my producer's going to look at me like I've landed from Mars. Scott Brothers, fantastic family-run recycling business. I just want to ask you a question. You said people can't be bothered. When you consider what people's lives are at the moment and how much harder it seems to get through the average day with everything that's going on, do you think the way this country's gone, I've got 473 bins and I'm supposed to separate do you think people just go sod it and dump it because they are so tired of the new... I'm being serious when I say that. You've got to put this in here and this in there, and I'm not against your business or recycling. I salute you and I'm grateful, but I'm just saying, do you think it's become such a green issue that people just go, I haven't got time for this whack, or they bring in somebody that they don't check, then we have the problem?
Well, it is a lot easier to just fill your car. My favourite one is when they'll fill a dumpy bag full of heavy waste and they'll tie a rope to it and then a rope to a lamppost and drive off and leave the bag of dumpy bag and waste with a nice tight rope attached to the lamppost. That's a good one. But ultimately, yeah, it's easier to just fill your car up, drive down an empty lane and dump it on the side of the road rather than actually go out to your 17 bins and segregate it properly.
You do there have to, whatever your view, respect. You're not going to get anywhere if your people don't respect the countryside and the environment with which they live. But I have to say, you'd want to, if you looked at this, you'd want more government involvement or, as you said, the Environment Agency, because it's a blight to us, isn't it, my friend? It's
an absolute blight to us, yeah. And that's done on a massive scale, that particular tip there. That is an operator. That is a serious operator who's got a recycling company, and it is tough. It's tough to make money from bringing in bin waste and separating everything out. The margins are very, very tight, especially with the landfill tax being what it is. And if the landfill tax goes up on the soil and stone like they're planning on doing, that will probably be the end of a lot of different companies as well.
Just before you go, family-run recycling company, what would you say to the Environment Agency yourself today? How do they solve that disgusting view that we've got there next to the River Cherwell? You know this stuff. What would you do?
If they see a walking floor without a name on the side of it, follow it.
Interesting point. Great to have you on, my friend. I'll keep recycling, otherwise I'll just ring you because I can't be bothered putting bottles into different bins. You're a top man. Peter Scott, thank you very much indeed. What is it,